Hey there, Soul Family. Welcome back. It's nice to have you here. For those who can hear, let them hear. Today's video breakdown is going to be about spirituality and what it truly actually means. And a lot of us, we see on the internet, that's our main form of communication now, we see on the internet that we get this persona of what a spiritual person is supposed to look like. You know, doing yoga, possibly becoming vegan, freaking, crystals, having yoga meditation sessions, all those types of things. And those things can be good. It can be good for a person to an extent, but it's never a one-size-fits-all program. It never really is. And when someone tries to box you into a one-size-fits-all program where, you're not spiritual if you don't do this, you're not truly spiritual if you don't do X, Y, and Z and follow within this community of guidelines and rules, it just becomes a religion at some point, And that's not the total point of spirituality. Now, you can have spirituality with religion. Those things are possible. But when you try to turn being spiritual into a religion, as in this concrete set of dogma or belief systems about how it's supposed to be done, it stirs the mind elsewhere, so to speak. So when we want to break down and get into what spirituality actually is and means, it doesn't mean that you become this so perfect person and you understand the world completely and, everybody's just asleep and whatnot. No, it's really about you getting in contact with spirits, because you were a spirit before you were a body. You were spirit before you were flesh. And that's the things that a lot of people forget about, is that you are spirit before you are flesh. That's the whole command center. When you're dealing with spirituality, it goes with a lot of inner work. Your outside is important as well. Don't get me wrong, because you don't want to get caught up in it like how I have. Get so far caught up in the spiritual that you forget what's right in front of you, which is the whole world. You have a whole world right in front of you, and you also have a whole world deep down inside of you from when you were a child. So when we get into spirituality as a whole, it requires this thing called shadow work. And what shadow work is really you balancing out your lower and higher self in the simplest form. It's really coming to terms with who you are as a person, knowing yourself, what your triggers are, where have you been, the child you, doing the inner child healing. Because we've all, especially if you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, maybe even late 2000s, y'all know what it's like. Honestly, if you grew up anywhere before 2000, you actually know what it's like to, go through something and be told this is okay, this is fine. When in reality, especially you as a child, you were never fine with it. It wasn't okay. You were just forced to accept it because that's the way things were. And so because we're told to accept these things, we figure everyone else must accept it. Because I grew up like this, so therefore, if I'm okay, even though deep down inside you're not okay, you're not. You just deal with it. Let's be honest. But when it comes to spirituality, it's never all about being holier than thou, and that holier than thou complex can come up a lot within spirituality. It definitely can. It's more of an ego thing. We like to attach ourselves to certain ideas, and I've been one of those warriors before where it's just like I learned something new and I look at people like, look at these people, they're asleep. And it's like, no, that's not how you come to people. That's not how you come to people with spirituality, by calling them asleep or saying, this, that, and the third. No, you have to come with love. It's getting to know God, the inner divine God. Whether you're Christian, Buddhist, atheist, I don't care what your belief system may be. I do, but I don't, I'm not going to judge anybody for their belief systems, because we all find God in mysterious ways. Some people don't like using the word God because of the negative connotations that, God has been used under. So I can understand that. Now, me personally, I would fall more towards the Judeo-Christian side of beliefs, for the most part. But I also do incorporate the spiritual aspects into it. And a lot of people will probably try to say, no, you can't do that. That's paganistic. That's demonic and stuff like that. And people tend to fear things they don't understand. or because something can be used in a malicious manner or something bad can happen from it. It's just like they believe that, yeah, no, that's all, it's either all good or all evil. But life is about a balance. There's, good within evil, and there's evil within good. Just like that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's right there. The proof is in the pudding.